Hello everyone and welcome to DSP versus the Internet, my weekly clips react show here on DSPReacts. Today is Sunday, the 3rd of March 2024, and welcome to episode 54. As always, it's a good variety show where I react to clips from all over the internet as submitted by you, the members of this channel. So if you want to be someone who has opportunity to submit clips for next week's show, please become a submissions level member or higher today. Ultra level members, we're guaranteed to watch their clips, and that's what we're about to start with. And then submissions level members all get thrown into a randomized playlist, so you have equal chance if you're a submissions level member to be watched no matter what. And we get to that in the second half of the show. Also, there'll be some Q&A today as a result of people who are super level members posting up some questions. So, without further ado, let's do this, everyone. Let's jump in and see what clips people want me to watch. We start off with Video Game Dunkey, who we are very familiar with. We've watched many clips of him before. Let's see what he had to say about Suicide Squad. Maybe it's a hot take. By the way, if you may notice, you may be listening and be like, wow, Phil's microphone sounds louder. It's because I've done some audio adjustments recently. Please let me know if you can hear the clips that we're watching. If not, I would need to increase the decibel level of them. But for now, hopefully it's good. Let's see what happens. Ready? All right, here we go.
Put down your Taco Bell food. You have been lied to by faulty actors. It has come to my attention that people are talking smack about the latest game, Suicide Squad, saying that it is pay to win.
This game is honestly one of the worst things I've ever played in my life.
They're saying it's like The Division and how depressing it is to see Rockstar Games, a studio that once made high-quality single-player games, stoop to making live service junk, trash, garbage that Game Freak could have produced. Well, internet gamers, if something seemed suspicious about all of that, it's because you have been lied to and manipulated by the paid minions of Marvel Enterprises.
Right.
I'm playing the new Suicide Squad game right now, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Mostly you are playing as Batman, and you have to stop the Joker from getting any stronger.
Again, this is a live service game that they're hoping players will engage with for thousands of hours.
That is completely false. This is actually a single-player game with no live service elements at all. Throughout the 7 minutes I played, I was able to say that the feeling of feeling like Batman is always there. He can select up to 4 tools from his belt, and he can even call Gordon on his bat phone from time to time. At one point, I even had to pinch myself to see if this game was real because how good the graphics is. I thought I was having a dream, but no, this is really the new Suicide Squad game for real.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to fail.
No, it won't. Every villain from Suicide Squad is in this. Harvey Dent, Penguin, Two-Face, Dr. Freeze, Harley Davidson, you name it, it's in there. Will Smith, Ra's al Ghul, the Vulture, the list just keeps going.
Vulture.
You really have to wonder how many true comics fans could not love this game. It's a blast of a game, and the graphics are good. Everything is how you like it to be, and you can even drive around in the Batmobile for 90% of the game. Riddler appears
so
at
this
some
is Arkham
parts of
Knight.
the game and asks you questions about Batman's different adventures that he's had.
So obviously, if you don't get the joke is he's playing Batman Arkham Knight. He's not playing Suicide Squad. Now, the thing is, you can argue that this video is a bait and switch. It actually is. Because if I saw a video saying you've been lied to about the Suicide Squad game, I would think, oh, is someone actually telling the truth about the game? Like, is this interesting that there is a conspiracy? Let me watch it. And if you start watching it, you realize it's just a joke. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the video. A joke is a joke, but on YouTube, that's definitely clickbait, right? That's definitely 100% clickbait. And it's a little annoying because, yeah, this guy basically farmed views on this video. Now, he usually doesn't do that. I would argue his other videos have been actually pretty legit. This one seems like a definitely a view farmer video. But the thing is, the video is not bad if you get the joke, right? I wonder if he reveals at the end if it is a joke. Let's see if at the end if he actually says, "Oh, I was just joking."
Little green Riddler trophy with a little question mark. I'm not gonna lie, I kept confusing Riddler with Jokler because they're both so funny.
But the issue is that this is a live service looter shooter.
No, it isn't. What I noticed about this Suicide Squad drama is how only...
Who is he watching? I am Rob. Oh, of course you have Moist Critical there. Skill Up. Upper Echelon. Dreamcast Guy. And Demiga. Okay. I recognize 2 of them.
certain people are saying that it sucks, right? Like, it's kind of suspicious how everybody who thinks it's bad is also like a huge Marvel fan that gets paid off.
A huge Marvel fan. You're in a Batman
Me
shirt.
personally, I have no dog in this race. I love DC and Marvel, two of the best movie companies, and I would love to live in a world where a Superman fan and a Batman fan could shake hands and see
That's great.
eye to eye
Is
as
Superman
brothers
the
instead
classic
of
Marvel
our world,
character?
which is more like Batman versus Superman, which is an excellent film from DC movies. So yeah, this whole drama's big time smear campaign by the stupid Marvel fans. Anybody who would watch.
All right. So by the way, how are the volume levels? Some people are saying that the video is too low. Do you think I should make the video louder, or is it a good balance? If I need to increase it, I'll increase it. What do you guys think? Because I want to make it. We're doing new audio today. Obviously, I want to make sure that you guys can hear the video. I see a few people saying maybe make it louder. Okay. People are saying yes, buff it a bit. All right, let's do 2 decibels. Let me know how this sounds. We could up it to 4 or 5 too if you want it higher, but I think 2 decibels or just a little bit. All right, here we go.
Ant-Man has the brain of an ant. Do not listen to the lies. This game is phenomenal. Wait, this is Batman.
That's it. Wait, this is Batman. See, listen. It was a timely video, right? That was a timely video for when he released it 2 weeks ago because Suicide Squad had just come out, right? But to me, it sounds like, I don't know. That's definitely a bait video. Like, he didn't even really review the game. He got 2 million views on a video that didn't discuss the right game, and that's the joke. But it definitely is like a clickbait view farm video, too. So I don't know how I feel about that one. Usually he doesn't do that, but I don't know how I really feel about that one. That might actually upset me a little bit because that's 2 million views of you know, I kind of bait and switched you, right? I get it's satire, but that's the problem with YouTube is you don't know what's satire. You don't. How much you want to bet? A lot of people clicked on his video thinking this is a legit video about Suicide Squad and maybe people are actually over-exaggerating. Let me see. And then they watch that and he gets views on a video that's just a joke. Maybe you should say parody in the description, right? Maybe you should say you've been lied to about Suicide Squad satire, right? So at least you know it's satire. Because that's kind of, I'd say that's definitely deceptive, right? I don't know. Like I said, usually he doesn't do that, so I'm not going to have too much issue with that, but it is kind of weird. Okay. So let me know how the volume sounds now. I update. If I need to up it more, I will. See what's next. Crazy. I mean, admittedly. Whoa. Whoa. What the heck? Holy crap. Yo, he's going nuts. In a suit. Oh my god, look at him. What I like is the woman on the left is totally like, I don't know what to do. He's going nuts. I don't even know how to react to this anymore. Because at first she was just like happy. And now she's like, whoa, what the shit? She's like, I wonder who that is. Who is that? It says when you're overqualified for the job. I wonder who actually is on the drums playing that, right? That's wild, man. Oh my god. Uh-oh, here goes. Oh my god. Wow. You gotta wonder if it's like a real professional, like a well-known drummer under there or something. Oh my god. Okay, it's almost done. SMR Tad says, no one could know who that is. Japanese mascot characters have the same rules as Mexican luchadors. They cannot ever reveal their true identity. DJ Texas says, yeah, he must be sweating like mad under there. I mean, holy crap. I mean, just in the suit, the condensation, the heat, the humidity of wearing the suit, and then actually doing that. That was wild. That, you know, last week we watched the saxophonist guy, and now we got a drummer. What's next? This is an insane xylophonist. Wow. All right, so the next video is a resubmission. Last week, this person submitted the video, and basically we had no idea what it was, so we kind of skipped it. They've resubmitted it this week, and they're assuring me this is not a prank video. This is not, you know, this is meant to be a serious video. Yeah. Who is the master who makes the grass green? So let's watch it at face value and try to understand this video now. Let's see if we can figure it out, all right? It is like 7 minutes long. I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing. But let's see if we can actually figure out what this is supposed to be saying, okay? It's just so weird. It's like a surrealist video. Like, what is going on right now? Is that a hand with like a pen?
The master who makes the grass green.
Like, what is he draw? What is this? What is he drawing?
Grass green. Well, the brain receives billions of signals every minute, and out of them we select a small portion.
How does the volume sound? Because obviously you need to be able to hear what they're saying to understand the video. How does it sound right now, guys? Is it okay with the 2 decibel level, or do you want to increase? What do you think? The volume is good. Bump it up. See, I always get conflicting messages, so I don't know. How is it? Skip. We're not skipping because we skipped it last week. I want to watch it this time. We're going to watch the whole thing, but it's fine. We're good? Okay, here we go.
And then make a picture which we project outside and consider reality. That's our reality tunnel.
Okay.
That's our reality tunnel. A mosquito comes in the window. A mosquito will perceive an entirely different reality tunnel than a dog. A dog will perceive a different reality tunnel than a human being. Everybody does it differently. That's why no 2 people ever perceive the same interlude of time. If you set a watch and then stop it and ask them how long it was, they'll guess anything from 15 seconds to 4 minutes. If you ask them what color something is, some will say green and some will say blue. And this is why the first problem in learning Zen Buddhism is generally to identify the great master who makes the grass green.
Who is the master who makes the grass green?
Who is the master who makes...
So his first observation, it seems like this video will be broken up into different topics. The first topic is how you observe reality and how everyone observes it differently. Every creature observes it differently. That's true. Like, just think of it this way, right? Most of us out there observe reality as a combination of senses. Imagine if you were blind all of a sudden, like you just can't see anymore. So now what is your reality? Now your reality is going to be no sight, so you're probably going to base it mostly on what you hear. Right? Hearing all of a sudden will become a new sense that you never really utilized as much before, but that's your new perception of reality. And now the world's a different place because there's no vision anymore, right? And all creatures have different levels of their senses. So it just life existence and perception of what's around you can be different depending on what senses you focus on. Or think of a bug that has multi-eyes, like those lenses that are a million little eyes or whatever, like how different they must perceive reality because they're seeing a million different directions at once, right? It's pretty crazy. So it's high level thinking right from the start, just from a couple sentences, right? I don't know what the significance of the stalking dog is here. He's on the hunt.
happened to be that the CEO of the Committee for Surrealist Investigation of Claims of the Normal, and we actually are offering $10,000 to anybody who can produce anything that's totally normal in all respects, or even average. And then the normalists all claim that they got something that they can demonstrate. They call the normal. They never can produce it. It's a mathematical abstraction. You try to find a normal dog, a normal human being, a normal Irishman, a normal Portuguese, a normal American. You can't find them. There is no such thing. But everything turns out to be uniquely itself and uniquely perverted from the norm.
Who is...
See, it's an interesting concept too, because I think it's kind of almost like a, how can I say, that's kind of like a straw man argument, because when someone says something is normal, or you're looking for a case of the normal, he's right. That doesn't exist. The idea of something is normal is basically that it's a common perception of what the average is. So when you think of a dog, whatever pops into your head, that's your normal perception of a dog, correct? Now, why do you have that normal perception of a dog? Maybe because you have a dog yourself, and that dog is the breed that immediately jumps into your mind when you hear the word dog, right? Me, I don't have a dog. So when you say dog, I just think generalized things about a dog. The way its head is shaped, the way its body is shaped, the way it walks, maybe it barks, right? But I don't have a generalized idea of a dog as well as maybe what you think of as a normal dog, because maybe you have a dog and I don't, correct? So what he's saying is, even though we all have a general idea, we know what a dog is. That's normal. A normal dog, the average dog. But everyone's in their mind, what you actually think of is different. And he's right, because it's all based on your own criteria. Your own life experience is going to make that slightly different. So I guess what you can say, what's a textbook definition of a dog, right? Is there really a textbook definition? Well, yeah, it's a canine. It's this genus and species and this. But physically, is there one textbook definition of what a dog is when it comes to how it looks or is normal? No. Every dog can be different. Every human is different. There's no one standard human either, right? We're all very different. So the idea of normal is more of a generalized, high-level thinking example so you can explain generalized theory to someone, right? But in reality, there is no normal or average example of anything. And that's what he's trying to say. Maybe with math there would be. I don't know, because math is an actual precise calculation. But when it comes to the things he's talking about, I get what he's saying. Okay.
The master who makes the grass green.
Well, it has to do with language, as Nietzsche pointed out. It gets tiresome to say this leaf, that leaf, the next leaf, leaf number 4, leaf number 5, so we say leaves. And then sooner or later some asshole like Plato comes along and says that leaves really exist. And they don't realize we created them. So the reality isn't haunted by the abnormal or the paranormal. The normal has been invented by a process of self-hypnosis and creative imagination.
Right, and we talked about this. We talked about that last week when we saw the clip originally. That with language, we're calling something that actually isn't that. Like, for example, I don't know, we call this a keyboard, right? It's a keyboard. But is it really? Or is it just that's what we call it, right? I guess maybe a manufactured thing isn't as good of an example, but maybe if we had something natural in here, like if I had a leaf. Well, leaves existed before, language did. So that was, it existed before it was called a leaf. So what is it? I don't know. It's just a language tag. So when you name something like that already existed in the natural world, you're normalizing what it's called or referred as, but that's not even what it really was, and that's what he's saying. In reality, what he's talking about is like, he thinks he's big brained, but I hate to say it, it's kind of like more semantics than anything. Like, we understand as humans that in order to explain anything in the scientific world, we need to have generalized terms, generalized understandings, ground rules. He's saying we invented all of that. Correct. So that we could all commonly discuss things and have a common frame of reference, so we have assumptions so you don't have to start from scratch, right? Like, imagine if every time someone said, well, why does this happen in science? Well, you see, there was a big bang. Wait, what are you telling me about the big bang? I was just curious, like, about how gravity works. Well, I have to explain everything first so that you have the ground rules so I could get to what gravity is, right? No, we have these normalized understandings of what things are through language, through examples, so that you don't have to start from scratch every time you explain something in life. But he's like, oh, none of that exists. Well, it does exist. We have to have certain assumptions to get to a point where we can understand anything. So well, let's do one more because he's hitting up on. I think the whole video is going to be very similar.
Who is the master who makes the grass green?
Who is the master who makes the grass green?
That's our reality tunnel. Oh yeah, every reality tunnel is reinforced by a particular vocabulary. In Northern Ireland, there's a city that's called Derry by the Catholics and Londonderry by the Protestants. You say Derry in one part of town and the Protestants will shoot you. You say Londonderry in the other part of town, the Catholics will shoot you. And that's only one illustration.
Is that true? I mean, if they're supposed to be Christians, why would they just shoot you? That doesn't seem to make much sense. They're supposed to be Christians. And the whole idea of Christianity is like treating others how you want to be treated. So just because someone says something you don't like, you just shoot them? Doesn't sound very Christian to me. I don't know about that one.
When you go around the world, you find a million illustrations like that. People are entirely hypnotized by the words they use. And they want everybody else to use the same words, too. The world is full of people who are killing one another over who has the right reality tunnel.
True.
As noble Drew Ali said, if you let other people define reality for you, you are living in a world that is called hell. It's when you start creating your own reality that you can create a heaven. Ooh.
All right, I guess I understand that too. I mean, when we talk about things like there's wars going on right now on this planet about religion and stuff, right? Well, religion is an interpretation of your reality tunnel, that you think certain things exist or don't exist. There's a God, there's a bunch of entities, there's no deity or entity. What's right, what's wrong? That's your reality tunnel. Your morality is part of your reality tunnel, really. And people are killing each other over that. And it's what he's saying is it's all fabricated. It's all man-made fabrication. We're literally murdering each other in the streets over things that don't matter. If I call this a controller or you call this a gamepad, well, if I call it a gamepad and are you going to shoot me because it's so offensive to you? Who cares what it's called, right? But that's some people do that. They go to extremes. So I understand what he's saying there. All right, let's go to the next video. We got almost through the whole thing, but I want to do another video before we split the part here.
Well, ready? Use the mask.
All right.
I'll cast a spell that will let me see through your eyes.
Let's do it.
Are you all right?
Okay. Take this.
I haven't seen the mask in ages. The first boss.
I will follow.
Oh my god. Of course, the mask.
Care to try a dumpling?
Ugh.
That's a spicy meatball!
Oh god, Cuban Pete.
Chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom,
Chick chicky boom.
Careful now. One odd step and you can rake him.
Ouch. The DLC, right? That's the DLC boss.
See, it's so coy.
I love it!
Open it. No!
Oh my gosh.
Just like in the mask, he wakes up, he's like, what? Where am I? What happened when I had the mask on? Those videos are so quick. I mean, look at that. That was a minute and a half. But it was pretty funny, right? It was pertinent. And that's good for fans of The Witcher. That's good for fans of The Mask or crossover fans of both. It's pretty well done. 1.5 million views for that quick little video, but it's an entertaining one. All right, we actually have time for one more video before we split the part, so let's do it.
You birds are lucky I'm the good guy. If I weren't, I'd make sure you jerks couldn't fly out of here before this heap comes crashing down. I'd like to stay and make stuffing out of you turkeys, but I need to get back to make sure my friends and family are all okay. If anyone isn't okay, then you'd better hope you can run faster than me.
That's badass, Sonic. Yep.
As a present for his 17th birthday, the Freedom Fighters gift Sonic with a reconstructed version of the clubhouse they all used to play in as kids. The same secret base from all the way back in issue 1, a return to simpler times. Just as well, with Robotnik knowing their location, and after multiple attacks on their friends and families, this base can serve as a new target for the Doctor Strikes, to better protect those who often got caught in the crossfire. And so of course, back-to-back birthday presents appear at Sonic's doorstep. In fact, Dr. Eggman is sending it right now! Happy birthday, Sonic! Meanwhile, we have the alternate reality Hedgehog himself settling.
By the way, I used to read Archie comics, Sonic the Hedgehog, back in the day. I had a good amount of the issues. I'm trying to remember. I had some of the earliest issues. I can't remember if I had issue 1. I might have, because all this stuff came out around the same time in the early 90s. And the fact that they did crazy comics about like video game characters was a wild thing. And Sonic was one that was taken seriously. And it actually tied in with and was very similar to the television show, which they called Sonic Saturday AM or Satam, because there were 2 Sonic the Hedgehog TV shows. One was this kind of like really Looney Tunes-esque corny joke comedy, and the other was like a serious narrative, much like other cartoon shows at the time, like Batman and stuff, where all the episodes like linked together and had a continuous story, and it was way more serious. And the comic kind of was the same as the show, but the show only lasted a few seasons while the comic ran for like decades, right? So that's kind of interesting. That I guess what he's doing, he's analyzing the character from time. We're not going to watch 45 minutes, but we just watch a couple minutes here.
Celebrating his birthday, Evil Sonic, who gifts himself with a power boost from
Evil
the Master
Sonic
Emerald and a deliciously evil new name as Scourge. But that's not all, as Scourge has one more birthday wish he's been dying to get. Another chance to beat up Sonic. They go at it, and Scourge is having a ball, proving his new strength is more than enough for a Sonic or a Shadow, up until the two decide to work together. And even then, he's so prideful he's got a flex while going down, and eventually escaping. Throughout it all, you can tell just how much fun Sonic's having. The moment his birthday is blown up, he looks surprised, but also a little excited too, smiling all the way, to the point he can't even contain himself at the sheer absurdity of it all. While everyone thinks this party must have been a bust, Sonic assures them it was a great birthday. Not just because he had fun, but most importantly because his family and friends were safe at the end of the day. The base worked like a charm, and he knows he and his friends can survive way worse. After all, they're the Freedom Fighters, and if he has them, he knows he can do anything. It's one of the things that makes the blue blur so fun. Unlike Scourge, Sonic is having a...
That's interesting, because you see, in the comics, they basically crossed over the video game characters with the TV characters. So you got Sally Acorn, who was supposed to be the princess of this animal kingdom that was overrun by Robotnik, but then you've also got Amy Hedgehog and other characters I don't even recognize, right? And they've all crossed over into like the same reality in the comics, and they're doing unique stuff like creating interesting characters. Evil Sonic is called Scourge, right? Like originally Shadow was supposed to be like an evil version of Sonic, but now Shadow's in the comic as a good guy, and Scourge is the new villain. That's interesting. You know, I'm not into comics anymore, nor I ever will probably be again in my life. But this is why I kind of liked the comics back in the day. It was an alternative, fun, plot to what was going on mainstream in a TV show or a video game. To read the comics was kind of like a supplementary lore that wasn't necessarily considered canon. Like, I think this is its own universe, right? The Archie comics, Sonic universe. And also, yeah, Sonic was a badass in the comics, where he threatened people. Instead of just making cheesy puns about chili dogs, he would actually get seriously angry, and he was like the edgy hero, right? While, other heroes of the 90s were more for kids, he was supposed to be the edgy guy. Remember, the games, they even pushed that way. Oh, he's the hero with an attitude, right? And then all of a sudden it got lost over time, right? Where Sonic now is just kind of very wishy-washy, but back then he really was supposed to be like the edgy, attitude-filled teen hero. So, all right, good video. I'm not going to watch 45 minutes of it, but I get it. And yeah, I used to read the Archie comics. Like I said, I had a bunch of those in the past. I actually wonder if I'd kept them, if they'd be worth anything. Probably. Because, we're talking the early 90s versus now early 2020s. So probably in 30 years, they're probably worth a lot of money. But I didn't keep none of that. My comic collection is long gone. Either given away or or lost and destroyed. It sucked. I remember I gave a lot. When I first moved out of my parents' place and I moved into my own apartment, I gave away a lot of my comics to a friend, and that my friend was living with another friend, and all the stuff was stored in the basement of my friend's parents' house, and they had a flood, and the flood destroyed all of my comics. So I'm not kidding. Like, if you had saved those, probably a lot of those would be worth money today, and they were all destroyed in a flood. Probably like thousands of dollars worth of comics destroyed. So, all right. Anyway, that's DSP versus the Internet, episode 54, part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. So far, pretty interesting variety. I'm excited to see where the show goes after this. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in part 2.